Hi, Selene.
Hi, Susan.
So, Selene, today we were going to talk about reabsorption of reality.
Reabsorption of reality is a very important process in the Mother Mantra tradition. It is also called withdrawal of projection. And what do we mean with these two phrases? In reality, we mean soul making and also deep ecology. This, in its turn, means taking all those objects, people, and feelings, emotions, places that we have met in the course of our life back to their original state of image, dream projections. You see, Susan, we live in a universe that is not substantial. I mean, is not made of its own substance, is symbolic. And this perfectly matches, for instance, the Buddhist concept of Samsara Wheel, which is known also as the Wheel of Illusions. It is therefore Chittamaya, or deceit of our conscience. And this concept exists in Hinduism too. According to Hinduism, the existence is Shiva's dance. Shiva dancing awakens matter and makes of it waves, pulsating waves. And this is poetry, but it's also science. In fact, it reminds us of quantum physics. In quantum physics, matter is seen as waves pulsating in the void. At the end, matter is impermanent. In the tradition of the Mother Mantra, we say it's like lightning. It appears and disappears. It does not last. And so we can say, definitely, it is unsubstantial. And so our minds must be deceiving us when we see reality unsubstantial. And this deceit is a cage in which we suffocate and suffer, of course, because if events are considered as objective, they cannot be modeled by our ability to imagine. And this is how a person ends up being a victim of events, rather than their creator or lover. So why should we live as victims when we can free ourselves from this deceit? And the Mother Mantra is an instrument to reach freedom from this trap. And you see, the Mother Mantra as instrument doesn't pass through the mind, the thinking mind, but through the body, since it is a vibration. And this vibration connects us with the mind cells. This is an expression taken from Sri Aurobindo, the father of integral yoga, the mind of cells. The mind of cells is a form of vibrational consciousness, and the continuous repetition of a mantra leads the body's consciousness to appropriating the mantra's vibration and begins to independently repeat it automatically. And this is what Aurobindo called automatic power. It happens when something within you starts to repeat a mantra automatically. And for instance, you wake up in the middle of the night and you perceive that something within you is repeating your mantra. When this happens, when the mind of the cells appropriates the vibration of your mantra, then the meaning that the mantra carries is activated. And the meaning that the Mother Mantra carries is exactly the reabsorption of reality, the withdrawal of projections. So, withdrawal projections means awakening from the illusion of objectivity and reabsorbing reality, and this regaining our ability to imagine all events. And so we can stop being the victims of reality. This imaginative process can only be carried out in a relationship between two entities. Images which constitute all events we experience in life are created in a relationship between two elements, which we can call visible and invisible. But one can also, or we could alternatively define it as the human and the divine. Therefore, events come about due to an erotic creative union between the human and the divine. I say erotic because it is a creative union made with love. And in this relationship, the relationship between human and divine, neither man nor God exist in their separate reality. The only thing which actually exists is the relationship. And this relationship is a constant giving of oneself to the other. In other words, it's love. At the end, only love exists. So, reabsorption of reality means lead all events back to their original nature, which is image, dream projection, and at the end is love. When somebody manages to lead all events back to their original nature, which is love, suffering ends. And this is very important, I think. And this is why, within the Mada Mantra tradition, we encounter many rituals which aim to reabsorb reality and withdraw projections. Rituals are very important in our lives because the outcome of the various challenges we face in our daily life depends on the daily rituals that we enact. So, to introduce in your daily life some rituals from the Mada Mantra is a big step toward freedom. For example, through daily rituals of the Mada Mantra, we are able to bless all the images which we encounter and within which we live. To bless means finding what's positive in all those people and situations which we encounter. Bless and love, accept all the images which you encounter in his or life is so important because all reality is in the eyes of the beholder. And so if one becomes able to love all the images that he or she encounter, at the end, at the very end, he or she can be able to love himself or herself completely. And when you love yourself without restrictions, unconditionally, you discover that you are divine. I mean, you are not God, but you are in a non-stopping relationship with the divine. And because of this relationship, you and the divine are distinct but not separated. This is the real non-duality, being distinct but not separated from the divine. and recognizing the divine in every images of your life, you can be distinct but not separated from all the images of your life. Does it make sense, Susan?
Yes. When you speak like this, what comes to mind for me is the five-pointed star, and this practice of blessing, forgiving, thanking, loving, and having faith in, that becomes a way of life.
Yes, should be the 5-point star should become a way of living. You're right, Susan. That means that you should be able to bless, forgive, thank, and having faith in every images, every situation of your life.
It's interesting because that I feel for myself that I have really done that or doing that, and it becomes like a way of shaking hands with images,
Yes, if you're shaking hands with images, with all the situations of your life, you're shaking hands with God, because He is in every situation of your life. And all the events start smiling to you, because if events are God and goddesses, as we said, they are spirits. If you continue to judge them, to keep them into the cage of deceit and judgment, they become perturbed. If you are able to say to an event, even if it appears a little hard to your ego, but if you are able to say to this event, I bless you, I thank you, I forgive you, I love you, I trust you, then even the most perturbed spirit becomes pacified. So turn the art of turning the events in the perturbed events in pacified events is an art which can be acquired, which can be learned through the Mother Mantra tradition, and is a very important art. Does it make sense, Susan?
Oh, absolutely. And what a blessing.
Yes, one should practice, because only a continuous practice can lead to succeed. One should practice, and practice means always remember to yourself that the world is in the eyes of the beholder. Practice means to repeat to yourself continuously during the span of the day, I'm dreaming, I know that I'm dreaming, and perceive all the events as they were in a dream. And if you continue to say to yourself, I'm dreaming, then you become awake. One day, suddenly, you become awake. But saying to yourself, I'm dreaming, is not enough. Recognize all the events as they were in a dream is not enough. You have also to pacify them, telling them, I bless you, I forgive you, I thank you, I love you, I trust you. These affirmations are the 5 points star. in the Mother Mantra tradition are known as the 5-point star. And you should continuously repeat these affirmations during the span of your day. Practice is very important at the beginning, and little by little the practice becomes an automatic power. Something within you will repeat the meaning of the 5-point star automatically. When this happens, you start living in a wonderful world, because you start living pacified events and spirit which smile to you. Reality starts smiling to you. Does it make sense, Susan?
Yes, it does. And the interesting thing is that superficially, when you say reality smiles to you, people interpret that as everything goes the way you want it to go. But that's not how I'm hearing it. There's something about even difficult events, one has a different relationship with them. There's a smile in them.
Yes, when you do yoga, for instance, and you are in a asana, a position, a yoga position, if you feel your muscles straight, you can perceive that in two ways. One, you can say to yourself, I feel pain. It is painful. And the other way is to say to yourself, I feel my leg, for instance, or my back, for instance, full of energy, full of heat, and vibration. And at the end, you can say, I can feel my body full of love, even full of pain. It's a choice. You are never forced to define as feeling, as pain. You can perceive in this feeling an increasement of energy, an increasement of vibration, an increasement of love instead of pain. When I say events smiling at you, I mean that you become able to perceive in every event the presence of love. And if you still meet an hard event, you can perceive in it not suffer, but more energy, more power, more vibration, like more, we say in the tradition of the Mother Mantra, more psychic heat. Psychic heat is a power that is within the most hard events. But you should have a lot of psychic heat inside you in order to perceive psychic heat in the events. And this is why you have to practice in order to keep your inner fire alive and strong. You have to survey your inner fire and never let it switch off or decrease. And this is done by taking care of food that you eat, water that you drink, thoughts that you have, that your mind has, feelings, emotions, taking care of all that in order to keep your inner fire alive is very important in order to recognize in the most hard events of your life the inner fire of love, and not suffer or pain. It is always a choice. Meet, suffer, pain in the events instead of psychic heat, inner fire, love, energy, a call, a strong call, a strong initiation instead of pain and suffer is a choice. Do you know what I mean, Susan? For most of people is an automatic choice, is an unconscious choice. So first of all, one should become aware. Because if you are not aware, your choice is unconscious.
You don't even exercise it.
Yes. First of all, you have to become aware, and then you have to choose. But first, you must be aware.
The good news is that you do have the possibility of changing your choice. You know what I mean?
Yes, you can change your choice, yes.
Because you can choose badly automatically and then go like, whoa, wait a second.
Yes, you can choose. You can change.
And choose again, So that's the wonderful thing about all of this is that it's never a one-time loss,
Yes, because you are always free. In every moment, in every second of your life, you are completely free. Of course, if you are not aware, you can't exercise your freedom.
That's the great wonder and secret is that not only is the possibility of freedom present in every moment, but that all of time is present in every moment so that you can free something that you haven't freed for centuries.
Yes, Susan, this is true, absolutely. When you choose love instead of pain and suffer, you choose it for all your ancestors and all your descendants. You can shift, you can change the deep meaning of the events, and these affect the past and the future, because of course, as you said, past and future are here and now, always.
And that's really extraordinary, isn't it?
Oh yes, it is. It's magic.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Selene.
Thank you, Susan.